The sun beat down on Willow Lane, where manicured lawns and white picket fences hid a brewing storm. For months, I, Daniel Carter, had been targeted by Karen, the HOA president with a vendetta sharper than her manicured nails. It started with a single notice. My mailbox was non-compliant for being half an inch too tall. Then came citations for my grass being too long, my car parked a fraction off-center, even my dog's bark being excessively disruptive. Each notice was a jab, a power play from a woman who thrived on control. But I knew something she didn't. I'd been recording everything. Karen's reign over Willow Lane was absolute. She'd stride through the neighborhood, clipboard in hand, her eyes scanning for imperfections like a hawk. Neighbors whispered about her fabricated fines, but none dared challenge her. I'd moved here for peace after losing my wife, hoping to rebuild. Instead, I found a tyrant. Her notices piled up, each one more absurd, threatening fines or foreclosure. My savings dwindled paying her demands, but suspicion grew. Why me? I wasn't the only one with a slightly tall mailbox. I installed a discreet camera on my porch. Day after day, it captured Karen's visits. She'd inspect my property, scribble false violations, and slip notices into my mailbox with a smirk. Once, she kicked my garden gnome into the bushes, muttering about aesthetic standards. The footage was damning, but I needed more. I started talking to neighbors. Mrs. Jenkins, a widow, admitted Karen fined her for unapproved curtains. Mr. Patel got hit for a hazardous welcome mat. We were all pawns in her game. The tension exploded at the annual HOA meeting. Karen, perched at the podium, was listing new regulations when I stood. Heart-pounding, I connected my laptop to the projector. Gasps filled the room as my footage played. Karen forging violations, vandalizing property, even laughing as she wrote a $500 fine for my faded shutters. "This ends now," I said, voice shaking but firm. Neighbors erupted, some cheering, others shouting at Karen. She stammered, face red, claiming it was a misunderstanding. But the evidence was undeniable. We organized. With the footage, we filed complaints with the city demanding an audit. Karen's empire crumbled. Fines were reversed, and she was ousted from the HOA. But victory was bittersweet. The stress had fractured the community. Neighbors who once waved now avoided eye contact, ashamed they'd stayed silent. I'd won, but at what cost? My savings were gone, my trust in community shattered. Karen moved away, but her shadow lingered. I'd exposed her lies, yet the scars of her reign remained, a reminder that power, unchecked, poisons even the quietest streets. Was I right to expose Karen publicly, or should I have confronted her privately first? What does justice look like when a community's trust is broken?